Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to step back and take a look at a pretty profound shift that's happening all around us. We're literally observing our civilization changing its very phase. And hey, we're not talking about science fiction here, but rather taking a calm, grounded look at how our world is fundamentally restructuring itself into something entirely new. We call it planetary cognition. Just think for a second about the sheer speed of our modern world. Today, a localized event can spread across the entire planet within a matter of minutes. It's almost imperceptible how fast it happens, right? But the impact is absolutely total. An event happens, and bam, immediately AI summarizes the information. Financial markets, they react instantly, often way before we humans even process the news. Social emotions synchronize rapidly, right through our digital networks. And then physical logistics, along with our global institutions, well, they adjust almost immediately to follow suit. Because of all this, civilization doesn't really feel like a stage full of isolated actors anymore. It increasingly resembles a massive connected nervous system.
Section 1. The shift from separated entities to a cognitive field.
So, how exactly did our fundamental view of human civilization transform so drastically? Well, for the longest time, our understanding of society was pretty siloed. We saw these separated entities, right? Distinct nations, standalone companies, specific religions, and isolated individuals. But in our new reality, we have this continuous structural interference. We've got AI, social media, financial markets, energy systems, and massive cloud networks interacting seamlessly, 24/7. Civilization itself is no longer just a collection of individual parts. It's actually starting to behave like a single, unified cognitive field.
Section 2. Subjectless cognition, the mechanics of synchronization.
Now, before we go any further, I want to be super clear about something. This is not some apocalyptic scenario, and it's definitely not a narrative about AI dominating humanity. There is no central dictator pulling the strings of this global network. Instead, what we're really observing is a kind of subjectless cognition. It's a structural phenomenon that just emerges completely on its own. So how does this subjectless intelligence actually emerge? Let's walk through the steps. First off, we build dense connection. Literally everything gets linked. And that naturally leads right into rapid synchronization, where all these interconnected systems align almost instantly. From there, we experience meaning alignment, which is where the global network collectively processes the significance of an event. And finally, all of this culminates in a planetary scale reaction. The absolutely crucial point here is that this exact sequence organically generates a civilization-level consciousness. Section 3. The geometry of connection, structural isomorphism. To really grasp the scale of all this, we kind of need to zoom out from our daily feeds and look at the macro structural geometry of connection. Just notice how biological brains, urban cities, and our global civilization mirror one another perfectly. Brain neural networks look and function just like city transportation grids, which mirror the internet. Brain synapses act a lot like commuter flows, which are functionally just like global supply chains. And nervous system signals echo urban logistics and financial markets. They are, in a word, structurally isomorphic.
Now, what's really interesting here is that we can distill all of these wildly complex systems down to a shared network structure. Whether it's a neuron inside your head, a bustling city intersection, or a massive internet server farm, they literally all rely on the exact same underlying architecture. You have local nodes, the connections between them, and the propagation of signals across those connections.
And because of this shared architecture, we can draw a pretty profound conclusion about where we're heading. Civilization is evolving into a self-observing network. It's no longer just acting blindly, it's actually watching itself act, much in the same way a brain processes its own thoughts.
Section 4. The observational nervous system, the true role of AI. Which brings us to the true role of artificial intelligence in this new era, stepping explicitly away from that tired AI as a dominator sci-fi trope. We have to start looking at AI as an observational nervous system. It's a planetary mechanism that dramatically increases the speed at which civilization observes itself. So think of it less as a master controlling tool or a simple desktop gadget, and more like an atmospheric field. It's this environmental layer of perception that just surrounds us, constantly taking the pulse of the planet.
By acting as this atmospheric nervous system, AI basically becomes a massive catalyst for four key pillars. It completely accelerates observation, summarization of just vast amounts of data, translation across different languages and protocols, and ultimately synchronization. AI dramatically speeds up this entire process of meaning generation across the globe.
Section 5. The loss of silence. The risks of complete synchronization.
But as you might guess, this incredible speed and connectivity bring a pretty significant complication. We really need to reflect on a critical danger here: the loss of silence and the inherent risks of unyielding synchronization. Just keep this vital biological metaphor in your mind. A civilization that cannot slow down may become a nervous system, unable to rest. Just like a human body, a system without rest, a system that's forced into continuous, rapid synchronization without a single break, well, it begins to experience deep structural pain. As the synchronization of our planet really intensifies, we risk losing some incredibly critical elements. We lose local time, right? As everything is just forced onto this global instant clock. We lose silence. We lose the natural fluctuation of life, asynchrony, and vital recovery space. And the thing is, these quiet spaces are not wasted time. They are the exact conditions that keep human cognition healthy and allow for true diversity.
Section 6. Preserving the fluctuation. Humanity's place.
So, where does that actually leave us? Let's look at how all this builds toward our ultimate role. You see, planetary cognition is not simply about the completion of connection just for connection's sake. Actually, scratch that. It's more like the search for a civilization that can remain deeply connected without losing its silence. It's about finding that delicate harmony between the global network and the quiet, unsynchronized spaces we just need to breathe.
Which leads me to ask you directly, if our civilization is indeed moving toward a planetary scale intelligence, what actually becomes of humanity? Like, what is your role in this massive field?
Taking a slightly cosmic perspective here, it's kind of an eerie thought, isn't it? Do we humans just become mere neurons firing away inside that massive, inescapable system? Are we really destined to just be data points pushing the global network forward?
Or do we have a different, much more profound purpose? Do we remain the small fluctuations, the quiet delays, and the asynchronous spaces that preserve true diversity within all that intense synchronization? You know, perhaps our absolute highest value in a hyper-connected world isn't in moving faster, but in our unique ability to be the silence within the noise. Thanks for exploring this explainer with me. Try to take a moment today to find your own quiet delay.